What's up everyone, Clark Glassford, founder of My Practice Interview, where we help you land your dream job. And today we're talking about an interview question that I know you applicants out there, you've heard it before, you've got an interview, you think it's pure evil, and it goes something like this. Tell me about a time when you dealt with a conflict with a coworker. We hate those questions. And so few applicants actually know how to answer them and why interviewers are actually asking those questions. Don't worry. As usual, I've got you covered. I'm gonna walk you step by step through how you answer that question, how you prepare for it, and how you rock it in the interview. So if you're here, if you're on my YouTube channel, clearly you're looking for something to do with your career, your job, you're preparing for interviews, make sure you subscribe to my channel because each week I post new videos live, and the only way you're gonna get those is if you subscribe and get them directly to you. So with that said, here we go. So today's video is all about how you deal with the question, tell me about a time you dealt with a conflict with a coworker. And so many applicants get this question asked and they freeze. They have no idea how to answer this question. And they say things like, you know what? I don't have conflict. I've never dealt with conflict before. I get along with everybody. I'm a likable person. Nothing to see here. Go on to the next question. I am not a confrontational guy. You should hire me. Not going to cut it for an interview. And let's just back up a little bit here, because as an interviewer, why am I asking that question? Well, typically I'm asking that question because I'm hiring you for a role that's in a team-based environment. Most jobs have some degree of interaction with others. And a lot of jobs, you're working within a team. And when you work within a team, you're dealing with multiple personality types. And as a hiring manager, I need to know that you can work with different personality types when conflict arises. Now, why this question throws applicants off is not because they've never dealt with conflict before, but it's because of the word itself, conflict. People see it as like, okay, it's gotta be a big, mean blowout. It's got to be a big fight. You know, we've got to be going like this all the time. That's not necessarily what I'm looking for as an interviewer. It's not conflict. It can be a difference of opinion. It can be a disagreement. That takes it way down. So for you, as you're starting to think about how you'd respond to this question, I don't necessarily need to hear about some big blow up you've had at work where it's a yelling match and people are pulling you apart and the referee's involved and it's a big mess. No, what I want to hear is disagreement, difference of opinion. It's just the word you're going to hear in that interview is conflict. And what do I want to hear out of your response? I want to hear that you're able to deal with situations in a calm, professional, respectful, and diplomatic manner. So that when you're faced with a conflict, a disagreement, a difference of opinion with a coworker, what you're looking for and what I'm looking for is you can find your way through to a solution. So it's not always about you getting what you want. It's you working collaboratively with your coworker to get to a mutually agreeable solution to get through to the result that you're trying to achieve. Now, we've all had disagreements, differences of opinion. There's so many personality types out there. We don't always get along with everybody. But again, it's coming back to your approach. Do you have that personality style that can work with people to get to the end result? So that is why I'm asking that question as a hiring manager, as an interviewer, and that is how I want you to start thinking about when you're coming up with an answer, how you're going to respond to that question with that framework in mind. So as usual, I've got some key tips which are going to help you structure your answer so you're prepared. Okay, so tip number one, I want you to stay positive when you're thinking about an example. This is not the time to throw somebody under the bus. So as a red flag for an interviewer, if someone says, you know, I was dealing with this jerk and he's been just a real you-know-what to all the staff members and I had had enough and I went to him and I told him what's what. Well, that's setting off red flags for me because it's not showing that professional, respectful, diplomatic approach to resolving this type of situation. So we're not throwing people on the bus. You need to practice on how you're framing the situation. So if the person's a jerk, you're not going to say a jerk. You're going to say, I was dealing with an individual who could be challenging to get along with. Something along those lines will help you soften, okay? That's all about softening the edges and not making it so that red flags are going in my mind going, this person doesn't sound like they deal with conflict or differences of opinion very well. They're actually confrontational themselves. Tip number 2, make it relevant, okay? So the purpose of this video is to tell you how to come up with an answer. What I don't want you to say is, I don't have conflict, or you're providing a response that is really kind of weak, right? It's not a conflict, it's not really much of a disagreement or difference of opinion. I want you to think about a situation where you have experienced that. And again, it can lead to a mutually agreeable solution at the end of the day, but you need to come up with some meat on the bones, so to speak, with your answer. It can't be a weak response, because I need to know that if I'm hiring you for this role, you're dealing with those different personality types and you're able to roll with the situation and get to that solution. So make sure it's relevant. Tip 3, STAR. Use the STAR technique. I'm gonna link in to this video, so go below. You'll see a link to another video I have on behavioral descriptive interview questions and how you answer with STAR. But quick recap, STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. That is how you need to respond to this question. You need to describe the situation. What was the conflict, disagreement, difference of opinion? What was the task at hand? So what did you have to do before you took the action you took? Then describe the action you took, and at the very end, the results. So the result is not, I talked to so-and-so, and at the end of it, we were all okay. That's not the result. The result is what happened as your actions, the actions you took to deal with this situation. You got to a point where you agreed on a way forward. What happened? What was that way forward? Were you able to work collaboratively together to get the project done? Were you able to bring the team together, so to speak, to accomplish whatever the task was? That's the result. And so many applicants miss that key piece. They kind of just leave it hanging that, oh yeah, Fred and I, we were good at the end of the day. Okay, so what? So what that you were good? What happened as a result of you being good? That's what I want to hear, the result. And then finally, tip number 4 here is practice. This is not one of those questions where you want to go into the interview and wing it. You want to practice at home, record yourself like I'm recording here, get in front of a mirror, have somebody ask you that question, and practice saying it out loud. Pick up on your tone and your grammar and some of those red flags that we talked about. If you're coming across as negative or throwing somebody under the bus, you want to practice softening your answer using the STAR technique. It works like a charm. And before you know it, you'll be in that interview, you'll be rocking your answer, and you'll be sailing through, hearing the magic words, you are hired. So with that said, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please thumbs up, like, share. There are others out there who need this advice. Please share it within your networks. As usual, in the description below, my practice interview ebook. It's free, step-by-step approach as to how you prepare for each interview with sample interview templates where you can practice. It's great, it's free. Why not? Download it now. Also in the description below, Interview Accelerator Workshop. That is a workshop that I have. It's a video workshop, hour and a half of your time, best money spent as to how you go about preparing for your interview, explained step by step by me. At the end of that, you'll be so ready to rock your interview. So check those 2 links out. As always, like I say, happy interviewing, everybody.